guess.
like Welcome to Alcoholics Anonymous type shit.
Can we do that? I would enjoy that.
I'm 20. I'm 24. Gonna be 25. I've been addicted to existing without my consent for you.
Shut up. Okay, we gotta actually. We gotta do
Well,
this.
you can't just freeball it. If you said you said
Yeah,
you
I
want
know.
structure,
No,
and now you're
I don't. No. I want it mostly freeballed. I just want some kind of structure for the introduction.
Man, we're gonna have some amazing bloopers or behind the scenes shit right out of the gate for those who are interested.
Honestly, just introduce ourselves when we start talking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, what should we like? Okay, what are some of the things that we should cover when introducing ourselves? Is I think another important question.
I just think we should say our
Make
names.
it like an icebreaker, like you're in college again. You know, say your
Blow
name,
my fucking grades out.
what year of college you're in.
Hey, I'm Nathan Pippin.
One
I'm about to
silly
commit a
fact
hate
about
crime.
yourself.
Why you hate Upboard?
Okay, we have an hour of this. All right, like.
That's the podcast, John. Easy.
It's fine. Easy
Okay,
money.
fair enough. Hello, my name is Jonah, and welcome to the Cabin Chat.
Hello. I too also have a name. My name is Jem, and I also would like to welcome you to the Cabin Chat.
My name's Eli. I wasn't really given any prompt on what to say, so a fun fact about myself is I like to drink a lot of water.
Water boy.
Hey, I'm Pippin. I'm living in the middle of nowhere, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Todd. I'm the fifth person in this list.
Todd.
I'm Sherry. I'm coming to you live from the Eastern Seaboard,
The Deep South.
the
Sherry,
dirty South, if you will.
how do you like Georgia so far?
Actually, you know what the worst part about it is?
The heat.
Yes, number one, that
The
it was
racism?
105
The casual
degrees.
racism?
No. It's systemic racism.
Yeah,
This
there's nothing casual about
is
it.
the first
Racism.
topic. Oh boy.
God.
They're like professional racism down there. Like they don't do that casual shit. All right,
If they
like
went to college credited,
Oh my god. We were at work today. We were talking about how this
University, yeah.
dude was a line supervisor, and he would purposely pair up the most racist redneck you could find and a black dude, and just watch them go at each other. And he was like, "This is the funniest shit ever." He's no longer a line supervisor. He still works there, but he's
what
no
a
longer a
shame.
line supervisor.
what a shame.
I have a way to describe the racism. So, has everyone seen Django Unchained?
Yeah.
Oh no.
yeah.
Is it that bad?
You know how the anyone who's not the plantation owner, who's white, is basically can't be understood,
Yeah.
and then the people who are enslaved are speak very clearly. It's exactly that way down here, and I couldn't
Damn.
believe it.
Man, you live in a hellscape, and I thought I lived in a hellscape.
What?
Jeez.
Hey, that hellscape is not that bad.
Well,
You're just
you
saying that
see-
because you used to live there.
Okay, but what kind of hellscape are we talking about? Are we talking about more like
Abstract.
an ironic hellscape, or an abstract one, or is it something similar to Dante's Inferno, where hell has layers, like
Or-
Like
an
in
onion?
Yeah.
Now, Eli, tell the audience at the very least where you live. And
Okay, yeah, I live in Wisconsin, so it's the kind of hellscape that has lots of cheese at the very least. The only reason why it's a hellscape, though, is because the people here don't really know how to drive. Like,
I disagree.
Better
but-
than Illinois.
well, that's only because I live close enough to the border of Illinois that there's a lot of people from Illinois.
Yeah.
So I guess I can't fault the people of Wisconsin for that. However, I can fault them for the fact that their road designs are very bad.
So now,
The
now,
traffic
that,
signals make no sense.
now, so just out of curiosity, you talked so much shit about Michigan roads and Wisconsin and things like that. Now, what would you say is worse, Wisconsin or Michigan?
Michigan road's 100%. Like,
Oh,
Get
yeah.
fucked, Joe.
Okay, I was just curious. Yeah.
I'd like to add an
Okay.
interesting point to this conversation. Southern roads are surprisingly bad.
Oh,
Well, yeah, they never planned to have to repair them, so they just like, that's good enough.
Put it this way: one of the roads I drive on every single day at a stoplight, the road is so kind of like it's not potholed, but it's like almost like ribbed, it feels like my transmission's shaking when I'm
It's ribbed for your transmission's pleasure.
yeah.
Lack thereof.
When I
For
was
your
driving through South
stimulation.
Carolina, their roads are bad too. They're too thin. They're cracked. I just keep hearing ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum.
Yeah, bzz, bzz.
How would you scale that to like Michigan's roads though?
So the way I can describe it, at least when Michigan roads are like when there's not like just 70 potholes in a row. The road is relatively smooth away from the potholes. These roads are never smooth.
Oh.
Damn, didn't think that was possible.
Well, I suppose it is possible if you put all your infrastructure on sand or very dry soil and with no consideration to what could happen.
It was built in the 1700s. So
Yeah.
That,
Hey,
yeah, that
Sherry.
explains a lot.
You remember the road out to Breakers? Would it be like that?
Which road?
The dirt
Is that
road
the-
out to Breakers. At the very
So-
end. You're just like on rumble strips the rest of the
Yeah,
way.
that's kind of what it's like right when you cross that.
Yikes.
And there's more, and like those areas are pretty common at stoplights, and it's really bizarre because I was not expecting it.
Huh.
Because like, I mean, I have off-road tires on my car, but when I was driving in Michigan, no problem, smooth, nice and quiet. Georgia, anything on my route down, just noise. These are like the road's noisy, the other cars are noisy, and the roads aren't as good. So that's my hot take of today.
Well, one thing Michigan has going on for itself, which is actually winter, since, you know, you have ice, you have all the snow buildup, and all the potholes are suddenly gone for
Yeah.
7
True.
months.
It's very true. Winter's the time of being able to drive halfway normally for a hot second, and then everyone forgets how to drive in ice because
I
like
mean, you remember the
ice shows up and their brain goes blank.
Oh, I was talking to my coworkers about ice down
Object
here. So
permanence.
apparently, Missouri doesn't really get snow and ice. It just becomes a fine mist that sits on everything
Oh.
for the course of the winter.
Also, it's just like a powder.
Yeah, not even a powder. No, like it's wet,
Ew.
and so it's not a
Would you
powder.
say
Powder's dry, right?
moist?
It's hella moist.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
But
Are you
apparently-
talking about like sludge or
Yeah, like slushy sludge, and then the general kind of overhanging atmosphere is just kind of misty. Like it doesn't ever actually snow. It just sort of coalesces.
Bro, you're really in a fucking state of misery. God damn. Like,
Hell, keep Maroon 5.
I am
Am in
misery.
Well, there's our first DMCA strike.
Yeah.
Fuck. God damn it. You're
Only
right.
like 2 more to go.
It's
All
fine.
right, boys. 80% run. Let's get canceled.
Bro, we could, like, I could 100% speed run this right now and just
Oh,
upshoot
let's
we, though?
not.
Should we,
How about we
though?
not?
We could.
Have a little
There's a list of
Just
words that I
drip
could
for
pull
these
up and
roads,
say. I
'cause they
think.
don't have to deal.
Ah, yes, a true inclusive experience.
We will now read off a list of words that will give us banned from most platforms. Number
Starting
1.
in Chinese.
allow us to shift into reverse, if you will.
Wait, I have a quick question. How do we feel about the R word?
Oh,
Ribeye?
You mean
It's my least favorite type of
rigorous?
steak. But
there's a lot of R words out there, Jonah. I don't know. It's kind of
Royal?
it's kind of a gray area, you know.
Ruh-roh,
I think
Raggy.
I think some people are into it. Some
Wait.
people are into the word. Other people are very offended by it. For
So,
other people,
would you say that
Into
we to it? That might
Yeah,
that'll
you
probably be
just throw it out
censored.
there, huh?
yeah, that might be a good censor. And again,
Well, whip that out there,
why
huh?
do you think that you said the N word?
About you?
No.
Are people not allowed to be slow? What?
Yeah, it's more of like a retard in music, you know, like not.
Yeah.
Not
Yes, you gotta put that accent on it.
So we'll
Right in
censor the
claws,
first one,
just
but we
like
won't
Rex Alarm.
censor the second one.
Ah, yeah. That's all.
Yeah, you gotta get people hooked, and then like once they're hooked, like they'll start listening to the uncensored version, and they'll appreciate it more because like, oh, they were just saying these words, and words are just words, you know. Words only have words only have meaning because you give them meaning, except for racist words. Racist words are
No.
truly unpleasant.
All right, Kramer, Jesus Christ.
By the way, dear audience members, you can find the uncensored versions of every podcast episode in an OnlyFans account page that does not exist. Thank you. You're welcome.
Please disregard that. That's a bunch of liberal bullshit. All right, continue.
Damn bisexual lighting!
Are you telling me we're not going to sell our feet pics online?
Hey, I'll
I mean,
sell these pics.
some of
thought
them
that was
are
a plan.
pretty,
I already started an OnlyFans, guys. Like,
Oh, we're already trying to milk this, huh?
Jonah's OnlyFans is just a bunch of guns and like he's lubing up the guns. That's all it is.
No,
yeah.
different
This
cans
one-
of beer and him
Yeah.
just going off from the deep end and ranting about anything and everything. Starting with the
Just a capybara in a
population of
bikini.
muskie.
oh, go fuck yourself.
And conspiracy theories while he's shirtless ranting about the ATF.
Once or twice, okay? No, did I ever do that in the house?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I should have.
I
It would
think
have.
the worst
He ranted about the ATF in front of me. I'm not sure if it was shirtless because I can't quite remember.
I feel like I definitely would have.
That's the
We've
dementia
all
setting in
Cuddle a
Jerry.
keg while singing.
Yeah,
That you
that
did.
did. Wait, what did I do?
You cuddled a keg while singing.
I was singing. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Not,
Hey, you're
not
better
a
than
lot,
Scott,
but
at
not
least.
very well.
Okay, fuck you.
An attempt was made.
Was I trying to actually sing, or was I doing like the funny voice singing?
It
Yes.
was like mumble sing.
Oh yeah,
Like,
then
More like drunken slur singing. Like
Yeah.
you're just trying to match the pitches and stuff, and you really can't quite get there because your brain can't connect with your vocal cords.
not
Brain
gonna
fucky walkie. No
not gonna
working.
lie, I don't remember it, so I was probably asleep.
Nice.
That's fair. Honestly, you were pretty gone that night.
All right,
Hey,
so
you sounded way better than Scott. That's all I gotta say for that.
that's
Like,
fair. Now, provide the background information for this. Provide the scenery. You know, I want the climax, falling action, rising action.
Hey, now I'm not gonna climax in this voice chat.
I
I mean, all right,
However-
if you want some context for this, then I guess the best way to start was being me and Sherry going to pick up a pair of kegs, or rather having one keg brought to us and then another keg we go pick up.
and
And
Oh,
Tuck.
don't you don't want to censor that
fuck.
part of the last
God damn
name.
it, Sherry.
Ah, damn it,
Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah, we can't dox people like that. My God,
I mean,
He
I think
lives
it would be
at-
kind of funny.
it would be kind of funny. Either way,
Shout out to my 2-year-old friend from
So-
whatever.
so we go get those.
We
go get those kegs.
555.
Oh Jesus.
Sherry, shut the fuck up.
We get the kegs and we set them up because we're graduating, like we're graduating from college and stuff, and we're gonna throw a big celebration for it because we're
Yeah, and just
it's
for,
a big feat.
yeah,
for
and
that
just
kind
for
of
frame
thing,
of
so.
reference, we were all at one point housemates or housemates, subsets of housemates. So we all
No,
lived
we
in a
all-
giant house
We
together.
live together.
Well, I never
Yeah.
lived with Todd though.
Oh,
That's
that's,
correct.
fair.
And Todd.
Yeah, Todd's actually the only person that I never lived with.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
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 All right.
You were my indirect replacement.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Continue.
So we get those kegs, and it's about like I don't know, 2:00 the day before this thing's supposed to happen. We crack those things open, and we had a couple beers. The next day, we have this party, right?
Mhm.
We have 2 kegs, and there's a lot of people around. And at this point, everybody's having a great time because the particular beers we got were phenomenal choices, in my opinion. Like, honestly, the best beers we could have gotten for this kind of party, and everyone seemed to enjoy them.
Do you
We
I
were
remember?
all
don't think it'll
thinking,
dox us if you tell what the beers were, because everyone
Yes.
knows we live in Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
I think the only one that I can safely say is the Spotted Cow, which is
Do we not
from
want to
Wisconsin.
say the college that we went to?
Look, we don't even go there anymore. I don't see the harm in it.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
true.
really
Yeah,
either.
went to tech.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we all went to Michigan Tech and lived in the same house, and
Yeah.
crack
quite
house.
some bullshittery.
Yeah.
the crack house.
It was a crack home. Thank
Big
you.
difference. A lot of effort went into that to make it turn to a crack home. I'll have you know.
So
Such as
we-
the duct taped water heater port or exhaust port.
Yeah, it worked like a charm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, you can go ahead, Eli.
So we get those kegs and we're drinking a fuck ton, as you do at college parties, because that's just the way it is when we're all graduating. So like we didn't give a shit.
I have
Jonah
since graduating come to find, just really quick, the level of drinking at Tech is indeed to the point of comical compared to some other colleges, and I did not realize this until I had left Tech and talked to some other people.
It depends.
Very true.
But yes.
This is very true.
Context point, how many people were at that party?
I don't know, probably like 50 or 60 people, I want to
And we
say.
still managed to go through about a keg and a half of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
I'd say kegging like 5/8, maybe 3/4. There was a decent amount left in the Red Ridge, but
There was. I would say there was about a half a keg left, right?
But we damn near tapped the spotted cow keg.
Well, yeah, it's fucking Spotted Cow. Best beer on the planet.
So Jonah, in his great intelligence, he's a rather petite fellow, if you will. He's very
Petite?
small.
Go fuck yourself.
You're
fuck?
you're compact. You're very
Tall and
I am
lean.
6 foot,
All in
you
lean,
ass.
very
you
skinny.
asshole.
All right, you're very skinny compared to a guy like me who's very large. So the amount of beer that you can consume is much different than the amount of beer that I can consume. And Jonah was going particularly hard this night because it's at our house, so he can. He doesn't have to worry about driving people. We did a keg stand for Jonah, and I think the keg stand was the turning point for you.
Oh, wait, was this the night I did the 30-second?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was the Halloween party.
Either way, whatever you did, the keg stand was a turning point for you.
Okay.
Because from then on, you kept drinking, and things just kind of progressively got a little worse for you. And then at some point, after we finished the spotted cow, we brought it to the center of the room. Or no.
We did Thunderfucked, I think that's what it was.
Yes.
God,
And I got Thunderfucked.
Thank you.
what shit over.
Filling the holes of the story here.
Yes. Because
Trying to think about
more
that.
story
Right.
holes.
And
Thunder
so-
Context.
is when
Yeah.
Thunderstruck comes on, and every
Yes.
time they say thunder, you pass the chugging line on to the
Mhm.
next person.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone is encouraged to be involved, but it often turns into about 15 people drinking very heavily.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I think I got hit like twice with it.
Yes,
yeah, you got
did.
the solo twice.
not a good time. As someone who also had to slam during
Yeah,
the solos, not a
So,
good
so
time.
Jonah, his legs, when he gets too drunk, his legs kind of don't want to work, so he sat down for a while. And somehow, some way, he ended up in the middle of the floor, because this is how I saw it. This is my point of view. I went upstairs, and I played euchre for about 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes of euchre. During that time of which Casey came stumbling down the stairs. Rather, he didn't stumble down the stairs. He fell down
Yeah,
the
he
stairs.
fell down the stairs. He puked on
He fell down
Chris.
the stairs. He puked on Chris, and he puked on Holden a little bit.
Yep.
And he almost got some on me, but luckily he didn't. I was like, "Oh, that's puke." I'm
that
gonna go
good time of
downstairs. I go downstairs. Jonah's in the center of the room, cuddling the keg.
Aw, it's his baby.
Yeah, I remember I thought like in my drunken state, and I do this more than once. It's not the first time I've done this. When I used to work at we had kegs in the back room, and I have a picture of myself sitting down holding a keg. But like I thought it would be funny to grab the Spotted Cow because it's like my favorite beer and just sit there, lay on the floor and cuddle it like fetal position. I thought it would be funny.
I thought it was Bush.
No, it was Spotted Cow.
No,
Definitely Spotted Cow.
No, your favorite beer, I mean.
I mean,
Oh.
okay, no. So, in all honesty, like, Spotted Cow is the best tasting beer. However, Bush is the best beer all around just because of its taste and how much it costs.
And
I feel like
also,
you're gonna get flamed for that, but alright.
it says its own name when you open it. You just get the,
Hey,
Just to let you know that you're in a bad time, or
I mean, our fans can be wrong. I don't give a fuck. But we don't have any at the moment.
yeah, of course.
oh, so we can just say whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Hell
I
yeah!
think the
I'm gonna
Ubers
say
put it
this, and
best.
I've always said it. It's either two women or that raspberry sour one.
I thought you were
that
talking
happened
about
to
something
Garrison's
completely
mother.
different when you started with two women, Sherry.
No,
so
it's talking about nuclear.
I've made that joke too many times already. I walked into the garage with Steve, and I'm like, "Hey, Steve, Eli helped me pick up two women."
Of course, you
Yeah, we
need
had a
reactions.
case of
You
beer.
what?
I think the
One of these
Yoopers
days,
put
Todd,
it
you're
best
gonna get
though.
to
My
one.
my favorite beer is free. My second favorite is cold.
True.
Yeah.
True.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, and some of those people were unappreciative of the free beer we were offering them because we were throwing that party for our senior barrel. We gave it away. It was no charge to anybody. They were allowed to drink it,
Mhm.
and
Senior
some
Barrel is
people.
also a Michigan Tech thing, by the way.
Yeah,
When
I've
someone
learned that very
graduates,
quickly.
you throw a keg party. Apparently, this is not done at other colleges, which I also didn't know until I had graduated and went to
Lame.
work somewhere else and tried to tell
Yeah.
someone about it.
It's not common, no. A lot of colleges don't, like, a lot of colleges get kegs for a party, but they don't have a barrel, you know?
Yeah,
One
they,
of
they don't,
go ahead, Eli.
yeah, they usually they don't let people just suck the cost of a keg because kegs aren't cheap.
No.
My wallet can attest to that.
Yeah. One of
Yeah.
my old high school friends was saying that he couldn't throw parties like that at his college because there's only one brewery in town and the cops always staked it out.
Oh, that
What a bunch of
sucks.
lame asses! Wow.
Yeah. So as soon as they saw someone leaving with a keg or a barrel or anything like that, they're like, "We're following this kid."
ID, please.
Yeah. Well, not even just ID. They just wait. They'd follow them back to their house, wait for the party to get started, and then pull up and be like, "Okay, everyone, show me your IDs."
Is this entrapment?
A little
meanwhile, Tech's pretty cool about that, all things considered.
Yeah.
The students seem to take care of themselves for the most part, and the cops are just there to make sure everyone's okay.
I have a story
Honestly,
about
yeah.
that.
Dying.
That
Yeah,
was,
you
I
don't
mean,
trust
I remember
them.
taking a few people home and seeing cops on the roads, and the people were freaking out because they're like, "Oh my God, we're not legal. Oh my God," and the cops were just like chilling, making sure, like,
Hmm.
"Are you guys being idiots? No, you're fine. Just
Yeah.
get home safe."
Um, I remember a story. I don't know all of the details because it was told to me very briefly. But when I was playing hockey, um, like for what was it? It wasn't drop in, but it was like just the rec league. And one of the guys there was telling me a story about how he spent the summer at Tech, and he was just working up there over the summer. And he went out one night with his buddies and went to all the downtown bars, and he said his friends saw him later that night walking home in his underwear. Like
Nice.
walking down like right by the miner statue in downtown Houghton, just fucking buck ass naked. And then he
At
proceeds-
least it wasn't winter.
no, right. He said he woke up in a ditch somewhere the next morning.
Good lord.
I mean, yeah, I had a friend with something similar to that happen. He was, getting absolutely plastered at his house, and he woke up. He has no memory of how he got there, but he woke up in the middle of an industrial site with his hand slashed open so bad
Oh,
he needed
fuck.
stitches.
Oh my god.
And he's like, "I have no clue how I ended up here, but I need to go to the hospital."
No shit.
I don't even remember who
It's
it
similar to the
was at this
story.
point. Sherry, you might remember who it was. It was someone in the band. But I remember hearing about a guy who got absolutely like plastered, and he's like, I'll just walk home." Well, I mean, he's blackout drunk. He doesn't know where he's going. Just starts walking, and all he knows is that he woke up the next morning. What's the town that's like down 41?
Oh, you're thinking of South
Apple?
Range. I know the
That's
story.
it. Yeah,
I
he
can tell you the
wakes
full
up
story.
in South Range. Yeah, go for it.
I can tell you the full story because I know the people that like knew that guy or whatever. So this is for reference. This is during Winter Carnival. So at Tech, we throw this festival every winter. It's like a 3-day drink fest basically, and
Starts on Wednesday
just-
after classes are done.
yeah,
I don't know what
and
you're
it just
talking about, Eli.
for-
There's no drinking, honey.
for legal purposes, Tech doesn't endorse it to be a drink fest. However, all
There
the
aren't
students,
any drinking happening on campus grounds either.
yeah,
Well, for
all
frame
the
of
students basically
reference,
take the opportunity to just get absolutely plastered. Go on, Jonah.
for frame of reference, I was drinking during class this last carny, and there was also what was it? I remember my first year up at Tech. I was hanging out with one of my buddies from my hall, and his brother was in a frat, and we went over to the frat, and one of his brother's frat members was fucking blasted walking to his car or something, trying to grab something from it. and he was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on, man?" Like, and then he proceeds to go. So he's like, "Yeah, I started drinking at 8 a.m. Went to my 8 a.m. class. Then I got a little too toasted. Stopped drinking at 11 and like coasted, and then started drinking back up again around like 3. And like I probably had like 15 beers or something like that." I'm like, "Holy fuck!"
That sounds about right.
But yeah, so continuing the story, so this guy, so the pep band has a party every year, basically. They don't have a party, but they used to have a party every year. And at this party, they made this strange concoction of alcohol that's mixed together. And this year that they had it, it was particularly strong, and it was not the blend that we were used to, because this is before our time at Tech.
If I may interject, the pep band does not officially condone drinking parties, so this is not pep band sponsored. It just happens to be a gathering of pep band people.
We'll just censor out any mention of pep band. We'll replace it with I don't know.
Clarinet sounds.
Just don't worry about that.
Well, no, we just it was a party hosted at Blank's house.
I couldn't tell you whose house it was hosted at.
No, I know, but we just throw in, time,
But this is like lore of Winter Carnival. So this guy, he is rather deep into the sauce at this point, and everyone's having a good time. And at one point, people are looking around and they realize that he's not there. Like, he just left, and nobody knows where he went. But they're like, "Hey, he probably walked home. It's no big deal." And like, they finish the rest of the night. Everyone has a great time. They wake up all hungover and stuff. And he sends a message into his section's group chat. And he's like, "Guys, what the fuck?" And he sends a picture of his location. And it turns out that somehow, some way, he got a taxi of some sort. He didn't walk there, but he got a taxi. And he gave such bad instructions to the taxi driver of where he lived that the taxi driver gave up and just dropped him off into the entranceway of the town hall.
Oh, no.
Of a town that was, mind you, like 10 to 15 minutes away from where Michigan Tech is.
You know what this reminds me of? And this has like a similar vibes as one, I believe he was a British fellow who, after a night of clubbing, decided to go home and only to wake up in Paris. You might have seen the images like forever ago. It was hilarious. Yeah.
Was he of a certain ethnicity in Paris?
Who was in Paris?
Who was in Paris?
The minority in this chat. No.
Oh, for frame of reference, we're all white except for Jem. Jem is from. He is our ethnic diversity hire.
Thanks for doxing me, by the way. Much appreciated.
Oh,
Turkey.
I can censor out Turkey if you really want.
Just put I have a better idea. Instead of censoring that, why don't you censor that with like the first bird noise you can find online?
Make a honking goose. Make it a honk.
And whenever the country's name is mentioned, just change it with like a different bird.
I didn't think saying what country you were from would be that big of a deal.
Jem, think of all the fun stories you could tell us about you going to and from.
I can. However,
Jem,
I feel like that would be like a Christmas episode special, because I have enough stories for like a 4-hour block.
That's true. Very true.
Oh man, like with enough sleep deprivation, you look at people and they start to turn to fish. You go, "What the fuck? Am I lost in sea? Where the fuck? I'm in Chicago. What the fuck?
Is this a 7-hour layover in Baghdad? Jesus Christ!
Oh God, please don't. Not again.
And then 8-hour layover in Chicago.
Honestly,
I mean, I'm sure like the firefights were pretty much the same.
No. I'd like to think that the ones in Bada were probably a lot more colorful,
Yeah, probably.
Maybe a little spicier.
Okay, let's not.
Food's definitely better, obviously.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Let's get off this conversation.
I mean, it's just a great family building exercise. You see the dad, you see the kid.
Safe for the family. Fun for all and fun for one.
Exactly.
Question, Eli, for you.
What's up?
What happened to did the guy get home at the end of that story?
Yeah, he
No, he
had one of
died. He's
he's dead. He's gone now. No. He had one of the people in the section come pick him up, and then they went to go play at the hockey game the day after.
Nice.
Huh.
So, like,
Interesting.
as most things you do at Winter Carney, you deal with your hangover, and then you rally for the next night.
Yeah.
Don't stop drinking.
I have a story
That's
that's
my
somewhat
philosophy.
similar. I had a friend. We went to a party with their roommates, and they had got we were just at a bar that night, and there were girls, so these girls were able to just like get a party from the bar, and they were like,
This is notable at Michigan Tech. The male to female ratio is terrible.
Wasn't it? What was like 3? Was it 2 to 1 or 3 to 1?
it's
It was up
Yeah,
when
3
we
to 1.
left. It was up when we left.
Yeah, fucking course it is.
It was like 2.5 to 1 instead of 3 to 1.
Okay.
Uh,
Probably.
So one of the things that had happened was it was somebody's barrel. We were crashing to somebody's barrel. I didn't know this. I had no idea. I was just going with my friends, and they're like, "We found a party." I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll tag along with you guys because it's the end of summer, and I have nothing better to do."
I remember this.
Nothing
And
is worse at a house party than randos.
the house was packed full of like a bunch of people. It wasn't that bad. Like I think they knew somebody there. Like they did know somebody at the very least, but they didn't know everybody. So it was a little awkward for a barrel. So I'm skirting around the entire night trying to not get kicked out because basically I'm trying to stay with my friends and they're not getting kicked out, but they would ask me like, who are you with? Or not that, like, who do you know that lives here? And I'm like, I don't know anybody that lives here. I'm like, I'm just with my friends. Like, I don't know what's going on. At one point in the night, there's this guy that like is absolutely blasted. He's playing Pong or something like that. He goes outside, starts throwing up, and one of my friends gets very concerned about him and starts talking to him like, "Hey, what's going on?" She starts offering to walk him home, like, because she's afraid that he won't be able to make it home. And we're sitting there like trying to coax this dude down basically off a ledge because he's like, "I don't know you guys, like I'm getting the fuck out of here, this or that." And then like we finally think we've like, no, we'll just walk with you, like, and he's like, okay, and then he just books it. He just fucking runs, and he just runs back towards campus, just like without a shirt, basically. Like he takes his shirt off. No, he was not. Sadly, that would have been funny.
Opportunity.
But like she's chasing after him, and at this point, I'm like, just let him go. Like at this point,
It's
I'm
not
like,
worth it.
it's not
God,
because
wait.
like he's like, yeah, I just live right over here, and she's like, okay, let us walk you there. I'm like, why? Why are we doing this? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like.
Why?
because she was drunk and makes poor decisions. If it's the same person, then
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, no, it is, but
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, it was just like that happened that night. Another friend of mine that was there at the time just ditched us halfway through the night and went to a different party, and we were texting them like, "Where are you at?" And we had to like walk halfway downtown to like go get them. And then I'm just sitting there chilling while she's like yelling at the friend for leaving us. And then I'm just sitting there and I turn over and I see two girls making out on a couch, and I'm like, huh, what's going on here?
But you came to the right party.
Well, like the weird thing
This is
was
nice.
they weren't like from what I could tell, they didn't seem like a thing. They were just doing it, like not
That kind of making out.
right. It wasn't like, how do I say, like, at least maybe I'm wrong. It's very possible. It didn't seem like they were either like any
Into
kind
it,
like it seemed like they were straight girls kissing out, like making out to try and just like either not make a scene, but more like a dare, but like we're actually going at it. And I'm like I'm sitting there on like the stairs, like tugging at my friend's shirt.
Oh,
like,
no, I understand that. You're
Just
trying to
drunk
see who
girl
you can.
things.
Yeah, no, I get it. You're
Right.
trying to see
Yeah.
which one of your friends you can out gay. I get it.
No.
You ever played gay chicken before, Jonah?
I kissed Chase one time.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know,
for
good old
you.
naked sword fighting. I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
What the
Mating call.
No, the mating call. My mating call sounds more like a fucking like a wildebeest, just like.
Oh,
I'm
I
pretty
thought it was
sure
going to be a coyote
I'm
having
pretty
a
sure
seizure,
your
but that
mating
works too.
call was whatever the singing you were doing while rocking on the floor with the keg. Because
No.
get a Snapchat.
So, a coyote having a stroke?
Jesus Christ! Fuck you.
I'm partial.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
partial to the seal, like the or.
Wait, question? So, oh man, I don't know if I want to tell this story. Do you remember the?
You can always
sleepwalking
edit it out
inci-
later.
Yeah, I can. Do you remember the
The
sleepwalking?
sleepwalking incident?
Yeah.
Is that the one where you were
Dude.
buck ass nude?
Thank you, Pippin. Thank you. Todd, have you heard about this story?
I have not.
Oh my god. Okay. So
Nice cock.
I get blasted one night.
As you do.
Actually,
as
no.
a Wisconsinite.
I wasn't even that. I don't even think I was that drunk that night.
You're just dead tired.
Yeah, I was a mixture of drunk and tired. So I go to bed and as you do, you sleep in your underwear. I don't sleep in the nude. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable for me. I know some people like it, but it's just not for me. But anyways, I'm sleeping in my underwear. So I remember getting up and going to the bathroom. No, I don't. I don't remember getting up and going to the bathroom. There's no way I do. So at some point, I wake up in the morning and I don't have my underwear. I wake up and I go, what the hell? What's going on? Why am I nude? I'm like, oh, I must have slept without my underwear last night. That's kind of weird. And then I'm like, where is my underwear? I can't find it. And I put on pajamas or whatever, and I walk through the house, and it's early. It's 5 a.m. I have to pee, and I walk into the bathroom, and I see the shower curtain on the floor with my underwear also on the floor, and I'm going, what happened here?
You shower?
No.
You give up halfway through?
No.
Suddenly on a backtrack investigation to find out what drunk you was doing.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting there with my fucking magnifying glass, being like, "Whose underwear is this?" I wonder. And I was hopeful that So there's two parts to this story, and Sherry, you can tell your part of the story because I know you have that, and then there's another part, and I'll explain that part. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going back to bed, and then I clean up my mess. Hopefully, nobody heard anything in the night, and then the next morning I find out from another person that lived with us that they had heard a large bang in the middle of the night, and coming from the bathroom, and they didn't know what it was, and I had to explain to them what I think had happened. And now, Sherry, tell your side of the story.
I'm trying to remember this story.
I think you just walked into the bathroom and just saw the mess.
Oh yeah. So, as a person who is an apprentice to Eli's water drinking, I do have to be in the middle of the night sometimes, and also because of just natural guy reasons. I get up to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, it's 4 a.m. and if you know anything about where we went to college, it's very, very dark at night.
Yeah.
So I'm walking, my eyes are basically closed, and I get to end up getting in the bathroom on our floor, and I'm like, it seems like there's something on the floor. I wonder if someone is puking, and I turn it on, and there's there's a mess. It's everywhere. The curtain's pulled down, the toilet seat's up, and then there's some things on our little stand right there. They're all knocked over, and I'm like, I think I'm going to use the downstairs, and I've turned it off and went downstairs.
So worth your fucking time.
So as a post face to the story, we know Jonah sleeps with underwear on. Jem, do you sleep in the nude or no?
I do not.
Eli?
Oh, definitely not.
Pippin?
Depends on the day.
That's right. I
He
knew
feels brave
that.
on Tuesday, so he just strips buck ass naked.
No, if I'm really, really hot, I'll sleep naked. Sometimes
Alright.
sometimes I will say it's nice because the sheets do feel nice on the nude body.
Jesus Christ. What? He has such a way with words. God
As an
damn.
aspiring nudist, no.
What about you, Sherry?
Most of the time, no. It's actually I'm the opposite. When it gets really, really hot, I prefer to keep underwear on because I sweat so much.
Dude, the amount of times I've seen you just walk out of your room in your underwear. Not that, like,
Y'all
not
are
that.
a bunch of fools.
What-
Sleeping in the nude is freeing by a far margin.
Especially when you have your own bathroom, right, Todd?
Oh yeah, that's the prime point. If you have your own bathroom, sleeping in the nude
Or
is
just-
the absolute peak.
Or just be based like me and walk to the bathroom just completely buck-ass naked.
Asserting dominance, yeah.
Well, like, for frame of reference, one of our housemates for a very long time was a female and didn't have a door. And
Yeah.
yeah, and like the person that had told me that, like, that they had heard that loud bang in the middle of the night was said person. So if they got up and went to go check, it would have been me sleepwalking buck-ass naked.
Disoriented, naked, Jonah.
Yeah, pretty much.
One of what? 2 people in the house to have seen your dick?
Okay, all right. We're not good. I'm drawing the line. I am drawing the line there. We are not going into that story.
Do you need a stop
What I was
stop
saying.
conversation bell?
Stop.
We need
Yeah.
a safe word. That's what we need.
Can
in
we get
this.
the R word alert?
Maybe. Let me find out.
No. No. Wait.
I have an addendum to my
Holy
thing, though.
Yeah.
I actually, when it's very, very cold, and I have like 4 or 5 blankets on me, which in that house it got very, very cold, sometimes 40 degrees in my room, I would sleep naked. Also, when you're with a woman, sleeping naked is great.
Okay,
I will agree with that. Yeah.
I guess I gotta concede there. Yeah.
Okay.
Or a significant other.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
it's really, really nice to sleep nude or mostly nude with another person.
I
Okay.
think the limit for me is underwear, but I usually try to sleep with at least shorts on.
Mhm.
In the event, like, there's like a like disaster emergency, I could at least have no shirt on wherever the heck I need to go.
Holy
When you need to
shit.
go
By a
blast in the
disaster
middle
or
of the night.
emergency, you mean break-in. I think that being in the nude during a break-in is a significantly superior method.
When I say disaster emergency, I mean like
Blasting out.
like natural occurrences, like tornadoes or massive thunderstorms that are going to break my windows.
Or an extra need to shit.
Can
No,
this,
if somebody breaks into my house, yeah, I will strip down and I will
with a shotgun?
confront them head
And
on.
emboldened in the thunderstorm as your house burns down, staring at it longingly.
It's just a
I
flash
like
of
the
like.
idea of someone coming in to burgle that house and half the house waking up buck-ass nude and going, came to the wrong
Yeah,
house.
the first thing you hear is someone screaming in a different language, potentially with the hopes of either communicating with someone or something, and another person going, "What in the fuck is it? Finals week? God damn it!"
I just imagine it's like it's pitch black in the house, and the robbers like sneaking in, and like he sees a set of stairs, and he starts heading up the stairs, and there's just a flash of lightning. It's just Eli buck-ass naked with a shotgun.
And don't forget the water bottle, the comically large water bottle who's left.
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
can,
definitely.
Can you just use that as like a baseball bat?
Probably.
Honestly, I
Eli
could
just
probably
does
use
that.
this thing as a baseball. Like, it honestly could deal some damage to somebody's skull.
Eli,
just
hear me
has
out
a,
here. Hear me
You
out
just have
here.
a keg of water that you kick down the stairs to take him down.
Hear me out here. Baseball bat, but it's printed to look like a Dasani water bottle.
God damn it!
I would rather. Okay, I thought we were saving this for another time. But I think I'd rather blow my own brains out, to be honest. Because
Blowing out our brains.
Dasani is the curse of the land. Anybody that drinks Dasani cannot be trusted.
Okay,
all right,
like-
if you willingly seek out Dasani as a water source, you are a cursed individual who does not trust themselves to drink tap water at all. And Dasani is terrible. Okay,
See-
it not only tastes terrible, but you can't make it cold and make it taste better because when it tastes cold, it's even worse somehow. I don't know how, but it's the worst water out there. Okay,
I no, I have live experience to dispute that claim. You ever had French bottled water?
can't say I
Not
ever had.
France.
It
Never been to
is soft
France.
water, and it is ass.
Well, until I experience that,
water.
I will stand by my stance of Dasani is the worst.
We should have a blind, like a double blind water taste test.
See who can determine what's Dasani and what's not.
Jesus
Dasani
Christ.
is good water.
Honestly, I'd be willing to do it if we could organize it. I'll do it because I'm willing to bet I could point out which one's Dasani. I couldn't tell you which one the other ones are, but I could tell you which one's Dasani because Dasani has a distinct awful taste.
It's probably all the fucking plastic in it.
Probably,
Microplastics, my favorite.
yeah.
So tasty and good.
Did you guys see the report, like, on, what was it? Like, there was, like, a chemical found in, like, 80% of, like, Americans, like, urine that was, like, linked to, pesticides, and it, like, is causing cancer.
Ah, yes,
Causing
DDT
cancer?
two.
Hmm?
Oh boy,
What, Sherry?
Is it something causing cancer? What a surprise!
Yeah. I don't know the validity of this. Like,
Only in California, though.
oh my god, that would be funny. I saw a news report like somewhere on Instagram, and then I looked at it and saw like headlines like for reputable news companies. So I did like I think it's true, but I haven't looked into it more than that. I was just curious if you guys had heard anything on it.
I haven't heard anything about that, but I don't think it would be water that would cause that kind of thing. I think
No,
it'd
no,
probably
no,
be,
it's
like,
not water.
all the soft drinks that we consume.
It's
and, like,
no, probably what it is it's probably like vegetables and things like that, like produce. That
Oh,
we eat.
heavily, yeah.
Yeah, right. And then, or even because I think it was found back to Roundup, so it could literally be either from well water or it could be from just like general contact, just like with grass that is covered with, Roundup.
Pesticides and all
Yeah,
that.
right.
Wait,
Shut up.
I heard about that lawsuit though. Like that's the one that like it's either Dow or what's the other scary sounding one? They're getting sued for like billions of dollars.
That's terrifying. Jesus.
In terms of water qualities or water source qualities, I feel like well water is the wild card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly.
It's either the best water by far or it's god awful.
Yep.
I
Is it
lived
next to a
with
septic tank?
mine was.
Oh,
Oh,
It wasn't. No. Mine.
dysentery and
Oh, shut the fuck up. It wasn't next to the septic tank, but it wasn't far away. For frame of reference, I lived in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. We had our own well, we had our own septic tank, we had our own basically everything, like because we had to, and we had a big plot of land. But the water was very, very clean. Some of the best water that I've ever had, like to this day. So.
I will attest
Maybe
that
that
if
one was 2-in-1 units, like a well and a septic tank.
Well, I mean, I drank it for 18 years, and I kind of sort of ended up okay. So like, only a little
Wait,
bit.
but I think
okay.
I mean,
I don't think the things wrong with you could be attributed to water. So.
no, I mean, it could have caused the autism. Not gonna lie.
Ah, the Tims.
The boots?
No,
No,
just
the Autumns.
the statement, the things attributed to you can be sourced back to the water you drank. Is, a very unfortunate.
It would be really bad.
Yeah.
God, I would be mad if the water I drank gave me autism. Just like I can't be a normal functioning member of society. What the
They're
fuck,
putting
water?
chemicals in the water. That turned Jonah autistic.
I think the worst well water I ever experienced was at my friend's house, who they lived in the middle of like a forested area or whatever, and their water smelled like sulfur.
Oh, that's not good.
I've had that before.
It made all of their clothes smell like sulfur too.
It's weird. Yeah.
Like really I don't even know what you have to like hit with the well drilling or what has to be present in the soil, but I know what you're talking about, and that's awful.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
Wait,
Like, if I know the area you're talking about, Eli, it's rough. Like
Yeah.
it's very palpable. You can taste it without tasting the water.
Well,
Yep.
you two, you grew up right by. Granted, it's a little bit different. Like I'm sure your guys' water was mostly okay, but you guys grew up by Flint, right?
Oh no. It was
Oh,
much
not
farther south than Flint.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Where we lived had its own water filtration thing that was actually separate from the areas around us. So we actually avoided some of the poisonous water alerts.
Yeah, it was really nice. Those algae blooms, man.
I think I always like Flint is always a lot farther north than I think because like just moving here like to where I'm at now, like in southern Michigan, it like I see certain routes that are like big signs that are like, oh, Flint, Michigan, take this exit, and I'm like, oh, I'm a lot closer to Flint than I thought, and it's like, no,
Yeah,
no, I'm
that's
not.
That's the thing with Michigan is that they tell you where the big stuff is. They don't really tell you where all the small stuff is until you get closer to it.
That's kind of retarded, not gonna lie.
The thumb area and the northwest or northeastern portion of Lower Michigan are like lost zones.
Yeah,
Lost, so it's the Shadow Realm. You're not
it's like
allowed-
It's like Brazil.
you've entered a gray zero zone where there's nothing
I'm
to
allowed,
do.
I'm allowed
and-
to say this because I'm from one of those areas.
That's fair. I mean, bro, I'm from one of the smallest towns in Wisconsin that like you can't do anything there. Like, ugh.
I just remember I didn't notice it, but when I was working up in the UP at one point, I was just talking to someone and kind of BSing, and they guessed exactly where I was from,
Really?
and I was really confused. Like, how did you know? It's like, oh, I've got a relative from that area I was talking to last week, and they talk the same as you. It's like I have a that distinct of a speaking pattern, or is this
Called
person
accent.
like an agent or something?
I think
I
I'd be like a linguist or something.
Todd,
It's really
understand it.
weird to hear accent because, like, so most of my family's from the deep south, and so I'll just sort of subconsciously slip into that, especially where I'm at in kind of the middle of the country, middle of nowhere. But I grew up in Michigan, so I can get some of that Uper accent there, eh? And so it's slipping in and out of that a lot. I've noticed, and people are like, "Where the hell are you from?"
Jesus
I
Christ.
haven't had anybody comment on an accent because I don't think I really have one. I think it's
Well, also, you didn't move very far from.
No.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
People, I will say, Wisconsin's very strange because northern Wisconsin, for the most part, people pretty much talk normal. And like, if you get to the Racine area and to the southern Wisconsin area, people start talking like they don't know how to speak English. It's fucking bizarre. Like, it's like they got hit with the stupid hammer. And they,
Bonk.
well, like,
I diagnosed you dumb.
well, like for example, like granted, my family's not as bad as some people because some people it's just like, what are you talking about?
Are we speaking the same language?
Yeah, but like when I'm with my uncles and everything, because I'm originally from that area. I grew up like when I was like 3, I moved up to northern Wisconsin. So like when I'm down there with my uncles, I start talking like they do, and it's bad.
Subconsciously, like merging into someone else's speaking pattern while you're talking to them.
Oh fuck yeah!
I
bro.
always feel bad about it, but it just kind of happens.
One
Well,
time,
it's a mimicry, right? It's a
Yeah.
thing humans do,
well, it's not
whether or
even
not we realize it.
it's not even just that. Like I still have it, no matter like, just it's not as extreme because like my first year at college, I was sitting in the girls' room from what was it like in the CSLC Pippin,
Yeah.
and what had happened was, do you remember the "fuck you" thing?
Which you got to be more specific than that.
Well, like
Oh, the whole thing with "fuck you."
yeah, one time I was
Yeah.
sitting there, I got either frustrated at homework or I was playing a game, and I said "fuck you," and they just like all looked at me and were like, "The fuck did you just say? Like what? Like,
Are you
Yeah.
are you from this country?"
Jem
No,
has lost all remnants of what accent you had when you came here first year.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that bad since I was able to fool like the vast majority of the people I interacted with.
Yeah, I had to explain to one of my coworkers the other day about how like if you wouldn't know that you were from where like the country you're from. I don't know if you want us to say it anymore. I don't know, but
Put another bird sound. It's fine.
I don't think it's a problem.
yeah,
I just think it'd be a funny gag to have.
funny gag. Regardless,
Funny joke.
like
This is gonna be
They would-
so much editing for me. God damn.
yeah, honestly, they wouldn't know that you were from Turkey simply because of the way you talk, and they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I can't really explain it, other than the fact that the only time that I knew you were from Turkey is when sometimes you would. It was very rarely where you would stumble on your words, and you'd be like." I don't know how to say this in English, and then you would explain it the best way you could.
Jem,
Yeah.
do you want to leave a
But-
little sentence for our Turkish viewers and to say something to your Turkish audience?
How political am I allowed to get?
Please keep it like you
Look,
can.
it's Turkish politics. You can't get canceled for it.
That's
So,
not true.
You really think we're gonna have a big audience in Turkey?
No.
I'd just say send it.
I just don't. All it takes is one Google Translate if Jem says something really dark.
Oh, Google
Wait a
Translate
minute.
fallible.
Wait a minute. I have that much. I like this podcast.
Hold on a second.
God damn it! He's just gonna start gaslighting us in Turkish, and we're gonna have what is it Turkish or what's the?
It is Turkish, and I have done that before, actually.
I'm not surprised.
Direct a personal insult at me in Turkish.
Okay. What flavor of insult are we looking for here?
Go nuts.
Something. Wait,
Do you want me to go up your family tree or down your family tree? What do you want me to
Oh
do?
my.
How much up his family tree?
Well, it depends. How far up does he want me to go? Turkish is a very flexible language when it comes to insults.
Jesus Christ.
I was thinking more along the lines of insult me personally in some way.
Let me think. Because if you want to be insulted personally, it needs to, like, hurt personally, doesn't it?
It needs to have that certain je ne sais quoi.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I wouldn't say je ne sais quoi, but it needs to be a case of, oh, so that's what you said.
Ugh,
Fuck, that's what you said? You asshole! You know what I mean?
French.
Jonah's response to the French.
Okay, for background information, I don't actually hate the French, but goddamn. Well, I don't hate people. I just like I don't know. Part of me really hates like the history of the French, where it's just like reading it. It's like there is like how many insurrections have you had, and then also just like I've also never been to France, by the way. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking
That
about.
French guy who ate babies.
What?
Oh! Fucking, I know who you're talking about. Oh, what was his name?
Terrare?
Yeah, Tarar.
I was just going to talk about like how like there's the stereotype that all French people are super rude to Americans, and like I have no
Yes.
idea. It is.
Okay, I can elaborate on that. It's not to Americans, it's to anyone who doesn't speak French.
Well,
Natively.
that's-
Natively, yes.
Or even against like the French Canadians because they don't speak their brand of Canadian. Or
Oh, they should go to New Orleans. That'll really kill them.
All right.
Oh no, they
I
have
think you mean-
What is this?
I think you mean the
Swamp
Canadian
French?
French, because the French are just bad French Canadians.
I take back what I said. The French suck.
The food is great though, and there's a lot of interesting places that you can go and visit. Lots of
Yeah.
country. Like
I was gonna
culture
say,
and
didn't the
history
French
stuff.
like pioneer a lot of the cooking techniques?
I believe so.
Or at least
yeah.
a lot of them are used.
French
yes
also
and
settled
no.
Michigan.
Oh.
Is there a big French population in Michigan? I knew there was like a really big Muslim population, but I didn't
In
know.
Michigan?
Not like
Yeah.
not currently, but like
Locations.
they settled the location when
Yeah.
like the country was first being developed.
I guess that
were
makes
replaced
sense
by
with
the
the
Finnish.
Trois.
That's why like
names.
all the town names are French because
That makes sense with the Trois.
I wonder why
Yeah.
Wisconsins are all Native American. I wonder what happened there.
Don't worry about it.
I grew up right by a reservation. Like it's so fucked. Like it's crazy some of the stories I have, but I'm not getting into that.
Not mentally prepared. I
Well, like
understand.
it's not that big of a deal. It's nothing bad. Like, well, that's not true. There's a lot of crazy shit that happened nearby the res, but like it's really fucked. What like I've told you guys the story about old.
Yep, that was messed up.
Yeah, that's a story for a different time. I'm not going to talk about it here, but like it's like it's really sad what like what happened to some of like the reservations and the Native American people like during those times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, can we go back to shitting on the French? I think that would be funny.
Hon, vivi, baguette. No.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think the only thing that I could like accurately say about the French is that I just don't like the Montreal Canadiens.
I just hate the way
That's
they
really-
count.
Un, deux, trois.
God.
Or like
Was it 17? Hold on a minute. I need to do some research.
4 sevens and a 10. Hold on a second. What is it? What is it for 80? 4 20s!
Oh my god. If that's true, if that video
That is.
Oh my god. What?
Which is funny because it's then we change again at 69, which is funny because it's the sex thing.
Oh my god, that video is hilarious. Ugh.
For reference, the video we're all talking about is a taxi driver from
yeah.
New York, I think it
think
is.
I think it's
Brooklyn.
I think it's
That's
fake.
definitely
Like
Brooklyn.
I don't think
Brooklyn or
it's
Manhattan?
I don't think he's actually like a cab driver. Maybe he is, but it's just like
Either way, it's the title is a taxi driver from New York or Brooklyn or somewhere around there talks about how to count in French.
Yep. God damn. He's just shitting on the French. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
I mean, the French did lose much quicker than the Polish did in World War II.
Ah, the Hussars.
They are notorious for that.
yeah. Question. Well, how
It's
old?
unfortunate because France was a military powerhouse for
Yeah.
how long, and they're just known for failure.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
It's
now
unfortunate.
that they've failed consistently.
By the
Well,
way,
it's the whole
like-
thing with the whole revolutions every 10 years, right?
Well, Britain was like literally one of the biggest countries ever, and then it was just like, bye.
fellas,
Now they're an
That's
island.
fine now.
fellas, if you have the time and ability, I would highly recommend you to look up the translation of 79 from English to French.
I'm
Oh
on it.
boy. Oh god.
I, for one, do not have the gumption, so please relay.
The chutzpah.
Oh my gosh. I am gonna try. You're on it, Eli?
Yeah. The
Okay.
fuck is
Get down on it.
Sois non dis neuf? Oh.
Is it suck on these nuts?
It's basically suck on these nuts.
I'd love to see it.
That's fucking here.
I mean,
Did you
Turkish
know
has
that?
something too. I heard it from a different YouTube video, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Turkish has something similar to that with the number 81, which is sex and beer. Sounds like
Oh, yeah.
sex and beer, right?
Hell yeah.
for a second, I thought you said deer, and I was like, sex and deer. What the fuck?
Oh my.
No.
How do you say 69 in Turkish?
69.
Neat.
Neat. Okay, Jeb, I'm having you know I'm not I'll do it like the first time, but I am not doing a bunch of hawks every single time we say your
No, it
country
doesn't
name.
need to be hawk. It could be like a pigeon, a
think the
hawk,
turkey
a
gobbler-
I like-
stork,
I like a goose.
cassowary.
Actually, to make it accurate, I think Eli was saying it. Make it a turkey.
Yes.
Well, yeah, just a gobble gobble. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna do it the one time, but like,
Do you
Aw.
have one, Jonah? Do you have a turkey call like for
not
hunting and stuff?
no, not with me. I
I'm
actually
surprised.
don't know. I only went turkey hunting once, really, and I never learned how to actually do a turkey call.
See, you know what would be
Turkey
really
hunting's a lot of
hilarious?
fun.
It is. It's
Okay.
really
Oh.
fun.
You know what would be really hilarious? If I learned how to make a turkey call and use my recording to actually censor it.
Actually, one of the things I was thinking of doing, because I know Sherry, you're doing like kind of the intro theme. I was gonna try and actually see if I could come up with a riff on guitar for like an outro, maybe, but we'll see if that actually pans out because it would probably end up
Smooth
sounding
jazz
like
elevator.
ass.
I think
Music
y'all are
with a
taking this
neo
slightly
soul
too
twist.
seriously right now, my man.
It was more so just like I thought it'd be something fun to do.
You start a guitar riff and it just becomes the Buddy Holly Weezer riff.
Oh my, fuck you.
Or what is it? Roundabout?
Oh.
Mm.
No, it's just gonna be like Darude Sandstorm or the biggest Rickroll ever.
Nice.
Or all the small things.
I still think that
I actually know how to play that.
Each outro should just be a different sea shanty that we're all trying to sing together.
That's too much effort, I'll be honest.
I think
No. God, not no, but hell no.
Not just no, but hell no.
Be the big pain.
I'm sorry. I don't want to sing. I hate I'm not a good singer, and I'd prefer.
Eli, you don't have to be a good singer to sing sea shanties. That's
That's
point.
true. That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
Stop trying to gaslight me into singing sea shanties. I'm not
You don't
going
have
to
to be
do
good
it.
at
That's
it.
not a
All you have to do
gaslight, that's
is
an
contribute to the theme of the sea shanty at some point.
Frankly,
You can just hum along, Jonah.
Yeah. Eli, you're gonna be stuck in a car with me for like 5.5 hours. If we're not singing sea shanties at some point, I'm gonna be disappointed.
When are you? Oh, with Will. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, I got the dates mixed up. Never mind.
Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun time. Honestly, I gotta learn some more sea shanties because so far all I know is the I guess the Flying Dutchman really isn't a sea shanty, but like
Nah.
it's a good song.
Yeah.
No, just
I still need to take the time to make basically a lyrics sheet for each of the common sea shanties, laminate them all so we could put them in the sauna.
Ooh,
That could be a pretty good gift.
Oh, that
would
would have
be-
been a great gift.
Make
I didn't
turn
really
to
have
like
the
a
budget
booklet.
to this week, though.
Turn to a booklet, dude.
Would have been funny.
Jim, are you playing Minecraft right now?
No.
You motherfucker! You
bullshit!
motherfucker!
I see you right now. It says it.
No
Bullshit.
You motherfucker!
It must be my brother or something, bro.
God damn it,
got on my account.
Yeah.
motherfucker! This is supposed to be quality bonding time, okay?
I'll show you bonding time.
Pippin,
Oh,
Speaking
my.
of
I've already
time,
spent enough time
Nuts.
in the masturbation hammock. I'm not.
You only spent an hour in the masturbation
Coward.
hammock.
That is an hour more than I would have liked.
Jonah, speaking of bonding time, Jonah, do you remember the time where I was bartending at one of our house parties?
I mean, yeah, kinda.
If you had a toll counter on each of the rooms in the house, which one do you think would have the highest busted nut count?
Mine,
attic.
Sherry's, or Pippin's? Oh, attic.
Attic.
Yeah, attic.
Because of
Yeah.
other previous residents as well.
Attic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
ATT,
didn't-
I see.
I did not contribute to that very much, but
Oh, I can.
that's because we started.
No,
doing stuff
Eli.
elsewhere.
Eli, you did contribute in there. I remember having to turn up the TV volume.
Okay, it was a little bit. It was a little bit, but, like,
Oh.
it contributed in other rooms elsewhere, not in the house.
All right.
Sure,
So
sure.
for
Previous inhabitants, I remember we were joking about putting an accelerometer in their mattress so that way we could record and time all of their sessions and give them a
And then
give them a
start
bar chart
chanting,
at the end of
"Come
the
on,
year.
you gotta do better than that. You're slowing down, champ."
Jesus Christ.
You're going too
remember.
fast. You're finished too soon.
That someone put on their board. Well, it's like it said I ran 4 miles in 4 minutes.
The saddest 4 minutes of that woman's life.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, so for
I
frame
guess
of,
they call him the sewing machine for a reason.
for a little bit of background information about the attic. The attic was a place where me, Eli, and Pippin had all had a room up at not at once, but like just God, I'm explaining this horribly.
Eli and I lived together for a year
Yeah.
in that same attic space, and then I moved down to Todd's old room, and
Yeah.
Jonah and Eli shared it.
It
And then,
was just my like little cum cave basically up there. Not gonna lie.
yeah, and then
Cum dungeon.
Eli and Jonah both left at the same time, and it became another one of our housemates. Basically, Cumjin is what he called it.
That's right, the fucking cumjin. But
the attic, when it was the first crew that went through there, the attic was definitely the stoner space.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember
So
hearing
it's
about
zoned
that.
to me.
that's fucking terrifying. Like the fact that they were actually smoking up there, because just like
Yeah, but they were leaving. Okay, well, it wasn't that bad. The only problem was our heating was just ass
Well,
because
like-
they would crack open a window in the middle of winter.
well, no. But the thing with it is like, how do I say it? There's no insulation in that house, and it's so dry. The wooden, like it. This house is in bad shape. Like for those
It was
that don't
bad
know.
enough when Hernandez was fucking hotboxing his room all the time.
Oh,
Well, like
bruh.
Doing
okay,
that downstairs, I'd say, is a worse idea just
Yeah.
in terms of ventilation.
Well, his windows didn't open for one,
oh my god.
and I know for myself and Laura, like Laura was getting god awful headaches from it, and I was like, oh my god, I need to like spray Febreze every couple hours or something like that because it was so bad.
God damn.
It got better towards the end, though.
It did.
It did
For being
because we
real,
yelled
though.
at him and said technically we're not supposed to smoke in the
Let's-
house.
let's
You need to take it
not-
outside.
Let's not.
If we're being real here, though, if that house is going to burn down from faulty wiring before it burns down from someone dropping ash.
You're
Or a
not
brewing
wrong.
accident.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
It's just
'cause-
still scary.
I can confirm that because my light switch in my room,
Yeah.
it burst or something. I'm not sure
How
what
did that
happened
happen,
to it.
Eli? Because that never happened to me before.
Bullshit, Jem. Bullshit. Jem, you remember how many times your room lost power?
Okay, that only happened twice, and it was because of the breakers.
Oh, it was because of the breakers.
Yes.
I flipped the light switch to turn it on, and then I started smelling smoke, and I was like, huh,
Ooh.
should probably turn the breaker off for my room.
Todd, while
Hello.
you... Oh, go ahead.
When Jim came and fixed it almost immediately, like day after, I think we said it was happening.
Well, the better part was his fix for a lot of the things in the house was just to kind of slapstick shit together. So, like, when we finally did get a door on the room that didn't have a door for one of our female members of the house, the light switch was outside the room because he couldn't be bothered to reroute the wiring or build the frame for this door, such that the light would be inside the room.
Tell them about the doorknob.
Oh yeah, the doorknob that broke off. So we have two front doors basically. One we don't really use because it's tucked onto the porch and there's no real need to. But the other one, I think Sherry, was it you who went to go open the door and the doorknob just ripped right off on the inside?
That was me.
That was you, Eli? Okay, I
Yep.
knew it was one of you two. And
I-
so we told Jim about it, and he's like, just make something work for a little bit, I'll be by. And then a day or two later, I think it was a day or two later, he came by and took the doorknob off of our other front door, like just took off half the doorknob, and then put it onto the door that was broken. And so now we were still down to one door, we just had, another door that didn't work. And so I think it was eventually... It broke off again. I forgot who broke it the second time.
That one was me. I was literally leaving to go down in the shop, I believe, or do something in my haze of senior year. I
Yeah.
grabbed it, and I was having a bad day anyway. I grabbed the door, and then I pull it, and then the knob was in my hand. And I'm like, Pippin?
And so Jonah took one for the team and went to go buy us a new doorknob. He eventually got reimbursed by our landlord.
Wait,
And-
don't say his name.
There's probably a billion
Well,
gyms.
yes,
up there. It
but
doesn't really
like
matter.
still, it's one of those things where we probably should get out of the habit of saying people's names.
Fair enough.
Look, I'm
All
not
right.
expecting one person to listen to it, let alone two.
Yeah.
It's
So I don't think it's all that big a deal.
you're probably right, Todd, but it's one of those things where you never know and you just want to be careful.
That's fair.
You can't get
Um,
in trouble for saying the truth.
Well, the U.S. government would disagree with that statement.
Yeah.
I'd like to know your location.
Unfortunately, a large
ATF
portion
has
of
already shut me down.
situations currently.
We just got shut down by the FCC. Sorry, boys.
Oof.
YouTube copyright infringement right there. Bam. But yeah, Jonah got reimbursed eventually for it, and I mean, it's just so much of that house is we fix it,
Yep.
right? We had to fix it or it wouldn't get done. I mean, hell, there was the downstairs bathroom the downstairs public bathroom, I guess I should say. It was half finished the whole time we were living in that house. Not to say whenever Jem and Todd were living in there together. Like, it
It was always a project, and he never finished all the projects he started, which
yeah.
I think it's more of a thing that we didn't give him time to, because there was never a time, from what I recall, there wasn't really a time frame where there was nobody living in the house.
I don't think that's a valid reason, personally. I think that's bullshit, because he had us offering to help him. The people who were still up there had offered to help him with stuff through the summers. I very specifically remember this. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll get to it," and then never does.
Yeah, no, that is true. Because I was there, and I told, I was there, and he was talking about, he was going to be there to do some landscaping on the outside, and that he was going to, do some work on the roof. And I'm like, I'm going to be here the entire summer. I'm more than likely, I've done either construction or landscaping almost my entire life. I could probably help you out with it, at least to some extent. Maybe not fully, but I'll have a job and things like that. But he's like, okay, yeah. I'll stop by sometime, this or that, and then it just never happened.
Sure, do you remember the time one of the trees just decided to, land on the driveway?
Oh, that was great.
I wasn't there for that, I don't think.
That was a fun time.
I think that was.
We also learned or found a very old artifact.
Oh,
yeah, I think that was the summer before you moved in, Jonah. Because I think that was during peak COVID.
It was.
I remember that. I found it. I was the one who discovered it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the week before. Remember when I came and visited you, Pippin, that one weekend? I remember because you were showing me the item that was found.
Yeah.
I don't recall. What was the item?
It was a license.
So why don't we explain the whole thing?
Okay.
So basically, one summer day, I'm just hanging out in my room. I think I was chatting with my friends or doing something on my laptop, and suddenly I heard some a very faint, almost like a loud thump, I suppose. And I was like, oh, it's probably someone just walking around. The floors have holes in them. It's whatever. It's fine. Someone probably is lifting something, put something down. It's fine. It's not the first time that something heavy was manhandled and then slammed down on the ground. So there's nothing to be concerned with. Then I think, Sherry, you either gave me a phone call or you walked up to my room and said, hey, you want to take a look outside?
So from my perspective, because I had heard the crash too, and I had looked around outside in the trees in front, and they weren't, and then all the main trees are just sitting there. And then I'm starting to cook. I'm obviously shirtless because it's the summer, and I'm still half asleep. And I look out of the window that's in the kitchen. I'm like, wait a minute. There's a tree right there, wasn't there? And I'm I keep staring at it, and I'm like, is that tree in the road? And then I went to go get you, and I'm like, Jem, I think we should go call Jim or something.
Yeah. So then we went outside, and my immediate reaction, I think, was something along the lines of, "Oh shit!" Because the tree that fell over was what, 1.5 to 2 feet in diameter? Maybe more.
It's a big fucking tree.
It was a big one, and luckily no one was injured. No one's property was damaged. The tree basically somehow ended up taking some of the other trees with it and just crashed on the driveway.
You guys are lucky that it didn't land on anybody's car.
Yes, we were. It was a very lucky incident. So we then informed our landlord of what happened, and he was like, "Wait, what?" So we then sent him pictures, and his immediate reaction was something along the lines of, "Oh shit!" So I think it was within 2 hours, 3 hours.
Within an hour or two. He was there pretty fast for him.
Yeah, he came along with another person and the small chains that started ripping these pieces of wood down. And one of the pieces of timber or wood or whatever the correct term point managed to fell into this little ditch between the tree line that separates the two properties and our parking lot. And Sherry was like, "Oh yeah, I got this. I can lift it. I have this." And
it was pushing it.
Pushing
it into the ditch.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, he slipped.
Ooh.
Yeah. Luckily,
there was a couple of us trying to do it, but I had all of my weight, and I am not a small fella on it. So I just end up, and I had some things in my pocket that really couldn't get wet, and I'm standing. So my feet are 2 feet above my head at that point, and all I'm thinking is okay, where's my phone? It's I check that. Where's my other two phones that aren't phones? Check. And then I'm wait a minute, my glasses. So I'm feeling around in the muck, which felt really, really terrible.
Yeah.
And I grab my glasses, and I'm well. And I'm I start pushing myself up, and I realize how far forward I am. And I'm I need help, guys.
And we basically tried to get him out of there as best as we could. I'm just glad you didn't hit your face on the wood. That would have been Oh man, that would
have been awful.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, like face first, boom, that would have sucked.
I think the truest forms of house bonding over labor was whenever everyone had to come outside and shovel snow.
True.
Todd,
Yeah.
you missed it, but it got so bad at one point that we had to hire a front end loader.
Oh yeah.
Are you serious?
I have pictures
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
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 And we went in on this front end loader with the house that was kitty corner to us, which Jim also owned, and they were pretty chill guys at least there. But we went in on went in on it with them, and the guy spent like a good hour at each house just ripping through the yard with this front end loader. We pissed off the neighbors even more.
Oh, I was the one that like opened the door to that. That was a fun
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
This winter was a rough winter.
Basically, the front end loader, we had a person right behind us, like in a trailer home, and they had pushed all the snow back, and it had gotten into their yard, and we did not ask them to do that. And the next day, I had to answer the door when our neighbor showed up and was basically like, "Hey man, you kind of fucked me over," and I'm like, "I didn't ask for any of this. Like, please
Help me!
help me,
Help me!
He didn't hardly use that anyways. He was just looking for an excuse to bitch.
Okay, but to be fair, how pissed off would you be if he did that to us?
Oh yeah, I'd be. I'm not saying that he's in the wrong or anything. I'm just saying he definitely milked it a little bit more.
He wasn't. He was actually pretty calm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like being a little dramatic. He basically was like, "Hey man, like what the hell? Like, you guys are kind of fucking me over." And I'm like, yeah, I didn't know they were gonna do that. Like, I was like, I knew the front end loader was coming. I didn't know that they were gonna push the snow into your yard. I was like, maybe we can potentially get it to come back and like pull some of it back. And he's like, all right, yeah, fine, whatever, okay. And like it was basically left at that. Like he wanted it to basically, he's like, this isn't gonna happen again, right? And I'm like, no, this will not.
No, that was towards the end of the season anyways. We burned out a snowblower because the snow had piled up so much. Like Casey's snowblower was on its last legs at the end there.
Yeah. And for frame of reference, I'm going to throw this into our group chat, just the picture for those who haven't seen it. That is Eli.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm standing next to that snowplow right there, and
Man,
oh my
I haven't
god.
seen that much
For
snow in a
frame of
hot set.
reference, we have a snow pile that is approximately twice as tall as
I'm-
Eli if you account for distance.
I might just throw
Basically,
that image
twice as
up.
tall as a 5 or 6 foot man.
Yeah, I might throw that image up. You can't really see his face, so like it's
That's from like
it,
fucking, what, a quarter of an acre parking lot?
Which I actually found out it's a quarter of an acre, and I found that out because we were looking at options for our garbage, and they told us that we couldn't have a giant bin like the ones that the garbage trucks pick up and dump, like the massive metal ones, because our yard was under an acre.
That's dumb as fuck, dude.
Yep.
That house needs it.
Yeah. With how many people are living there and how much garbage is generated.
Well, not
yeah.
only that, but
I mean,
just how much shit is there to begin with.
You know,
Well,
like,
yeah.
do you remember the time the two and I would just shovel out the driveway like twice before everyone showed up?
Yes, I do.
I
That was a
appreciate
fun
you guys
time.
for that.
Yeah, it was awful for my asthma, but like I got through with it. Yeah, it was nice.
Remember
Yeah.
me coaching people on how to not get stuck in the snow?
No.
That was the only one that never seemed to get stuck, because you can get yourself free from the snow if you're spinning wheels pretty easily, as long as you're not like proper stuck down to the axle. But there are a few people in the house that would consistently get themselves stuck.
I remember that. Remember when we were trying to get someone's truck out, the fucking... Oh my god, that was such
a
bad.
pain in the ass.
That was so bad, because the guy in charge was making all the wrong calls for like, what, 2-3 hours straight.
Oh my god.
I
was
just
not a good
wanna
time.
Be involved.
I just laughed after like 3 hours, because it's late at night, I'm cold, we're getting nowhere, I'm sick of this shit.
It's a case of truck gets free, person in truck is too happy, floors pedal, digs new hole.
Damn.
Back and
We
forth,
had like
back and
6
forth.
fucking holes in
think-
the driveway.
I think the one thing that made me like the most unhappy about the snow was, I think it was 2 years ago, and I was staying at my girlfriend's house at the time. and we were just having a good time. And then her housemate pulls up and is like, Eli's in my spot. I need him to move. And there's no other spot for me in the parking lot.
I remember that. Yeah,
So I'm like, okay, well, I can't park anyone in. It's 1:30 in the morning. What do I do?
And you had to go out. Yeah.
I bundled up and I was like, all right, I'll see you at like 3 a.m. Got in my car, drove down the road to our house, and like there was no room for my car to park anywhere in the lot. So I'm like, I texted to our house chat, like, does anyone want to come out and help me shovel? This is a lawn shot. I know most of you guys are probably asleep right now. Jem was the only one that was awake.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I was.
Sorry, Jem was the only one that was awake that came out to help.
I saw it, and I don't remember because it was 2 years ago, but I remember it was either I had to get up very early the next morning or I was doing a program or something like that. And
Jem gets the bro points. You don't. Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I don't give them. I just remember I think I was standing there with Jem, and I'm like, Jem, like Eli's out there shoveling. It's like 1 a.m. and he's like, huh? And I'm like, I would go out and help him, but I fucking can't, man. Like,
I remember that. Yeah, because I remember something along the lines of, well, someone's gonna help. You do your thing, and I just went back to my room.
Yeah.
Put on my jacket, put some gloves on, and went out.
Yeah.
No, I miss. That's something I really do miss about living in that house at Tech was
shoveling snow.
No, like the like weird last minute emergency calls, like Todd, I'm too drunk at a party. Could you come pick me up? It's like, fuck you. It's 2 a.m. But yes.
Remember that one Oops All Metal party?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my God, it was fucking
fun.
hilarious. That was great.
I remember waking you up once, Todd, because of that damn sugar glider.
Wait. All right. I think we should save the sugar glider for another episode.
No, it's on point of topic. Fuck it. Why not?
Well, because
I mean,
it's
we're
an
almost
hour.
2 hours in.
It's an hour 27 on the recording, and it's a very long story, and I think the sugar gliders is a big enough story where it should have its own episode.
Yeah, it deserves to be fleshed out.
Leave it at your audience is that the sugar glider is like the hyper-local, hyper-regional cryptid of the house. It'll make more sense once you hear the whole the trilogy.
And just a little bit of a plot twist. I showed someone the picture I snapped of this sugar glider, and they're like, "Yeah, that's just a flying squirrel."
That's what they are.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is, motherfucker.
No. Sugar gliders and flying squirrels are different.
They are slightly different, but it's enough that we don't give a shit.
One's brown, one's what? I'm not going to finish this sentence.
Oh my God!
Okay. My lawyer has told me it is a bad idea to finish this sentence.
I was gonna say like make a Ben Shapiro joke, make fun of him, something along the lines of facts don't care about your feelings.
Boy.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ. Do we want to wrap it up?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think good timing on this one.
Yeah, it's pretty good, I would say. All right. Well then, I think we'll catch you guys later. Okay. I'm going to do the clap sync. You motherfucker, turn that shit off.
No.
Miss me with that gay shit.
I will mute you.
Understandable.
Damn, Jem. Maybe you wouldn't refuse to go fuck yourself with today's sponsor, Adam and Eve.
Oh
my God.
That is amazing.
That's going at the end of the fucking episode. I got that on recording.
Oh my God.
Lord.
Oh,
Perfect,
fuck.
Todd.